Hey everyone, this is Will from Will's Treasures, and today we're going to be pouring some copper. Yes! So, pretty excited. We got my two flasks here, and we're going to be pouring two new patterns that you have not seen before and that I have not poured before. Okay? They're pretty cool. Pretty badass. Look at that. Skull, crossbones, snakes. Another one. Skull and snakes. It's got the liberty or death. Pretty badass. And we're going to be doing them in these two flasks here. I got the furnace heating up. It's a beautiful day here in the Poconos. We have another 300 degrees to go before we start pouring. But I'm going to start getting these ready, and you can watch along as I do it. So, pretty exciting. So, we're going to take the cope off of both of these. Put them to the side, flip these over, and we're going to get our patterns and put them in there. I think I'm going to put this one in here. These are pretty big, so I want to get them centered just right. I may have to move to a larger flask. Now we're going to put some parting powder on there. Swish it around. This is a very important part because when you go to separate this later, you'll know why. They separate so much easier when you add your parting powder. Now you can use a couple different things. You can use baby powder. I use cornstarch. That works for me. But you definitely want to use some type of parting powder. So I want to put my gloves on before I start messing around with the sand, because it does stain your fingers. It's underneath your fingernails. Okay, we're going to screen some sand in there. I always screen my first bit of sand. It breaks it up, and you get all the detail from your pattern when you do this. So, not everybody does it, but I find that it works well for me. So I'm going to continue to do it. You'll find what works for you when you start pouring, what you enjoy to do, what makes your patterns come out better. So I'm going to lightly press this down with my fingers. Make sure I get all the edges. And this is going to start filling in the pattern. So, all right, pretty happy with that there. Uh-oh, I moved that pattern around. Hopefully that's still centered. pack this down. This is going to hold your pattern in place. When you add more sand. All right, pretty cool. So who's looking to experiment with sand casting? I know a lot of guys out there that are doing pours. They're doing bars and rounds and channel rounds. Who's going to move into the world of sand casting? All right, now we're going to add some more sand. You want to get the whole thing filled. Let me get this one. Break it up. Put it in there. There's a couple different ways you can pack it down. I've seen some people just do it with their hands. I've seen others with the rolling pin. I prefer the old hammer. Sorry for the little shaky table. I'm in the process of designing another workstation. I'm going to build my own table. Maybe I'll do a video on that, maybe not. But I need a larger work area. So once you get that all in there, you want to scrape off the excess. You can do that with any type of straight edge. Anything you have laying around. Cool. Wow, it came right out. See what I mean with the parting powder? That one came right out too. Sweet. All right. I didn't think they were going to pop out that easy, but you can see the imprint that we got. The imprint on that one. You can see the letters, Liberty or Death. You can see everything. So I'm pretty excited about that. I think these are going to come out beautiful. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fill the top side of the flasks. And once I fill them, I'll loop you back in and I'll show you, how we put them together. All right. I have the other two flasks full right here, the other two sides. Now I'm going to cut just a few little vent lines in the patterns. Let some of the air come out as we pour the metal in. So I'm going to do 4 of them, one on each corner, and that should be plenty. So I like to make them deep and then just have a very small line attaching them to the pattern. It's less work later. Cool. So you get that nice little cut in there. That's it. So we'll put this one together. It's nice and smooth on this side. So what that's going to do is that's going to make the back of the pattern nice and smooth. And that's what we're looking for. We got that one set. And there's one more step that I forgot to do on that one. So let me clean this up a little bit, and then we're going to cut the sprue. Alright, so we're going to cut the sprue for these patterns, and you're going to want it directly in the middle. So we're just going to use this tool and just bore a hole right through the center, and this is where your metal's going to flow. So all right, so you can see came right through the other side. I want to make sure it's nice and clean. You don't want any chunks of sand that are going to go into your pattern. Now you're going to want to cut this, cut a nice little well for your copper to go in. You can cut it, you know, about half as deep as the sand. But you just want a place where the metal's going to flow nicely. And you can see right there, we got a nice little area. Push it down with your fingers, clean it up, get the sand away, and now this one is ready to go together once I do the vent lines on this piece. So we'll do the vent lines real quick. One on each side. One on each corner, I mean. And then just cut your little line in there. It's nice having just a little line because that's going to give you less cleanup later. That's why I do it. All right, so this one's ready to go together. And we're going to cut the sprue for this pattern. So right through, nice hole. I like to do it from both sides. Kind of gives you a little cleaner hole. Again, this all helps you in the long run with the cleanup. Let's cut our hole, our little well here. All right, clean her up one more time, push down the edges, any excess, and we got ourselves perfect little sprue. We're going to put this one together. Set them up here. I have the copper cooking. We have about another 80 degrees to go before it's fully melted. Yep, it's in there. Getting hot. So I will loop you back in once we get the metal up to temperature. And if you guys have any questions or anything that I'm doing, feel free to put it down in the comments. If you have any tips or tricks for me to improve my pouring, put it down in the comments. I'm always willing to learn. That's how I've learned all of my pouring so far. It's by YouTube videos. It's amazing what you can learn on YouTube. One of the big questions that I get from people is, how much does it cost to get started? You know, now, if you're just going to get, say, like the furnace, you could pick up a furnace for around 300 bucks, maybe just a little less on Amazon. And with that, you get the furnace, you'll get a pair of tongs like this so you can grab your crucible. You get the crucible, you may get a pair of gloves with it. So, you know, right then and there, you can pretty much get started. You just need some type of mold or something to, you know, pour into. These right here, small little half-ounce, quarter-ounce bars, circles, about 15 bucks. You know, each mold, you know, this one here, I got my little scrap silver in there, you know, 20 bucks, 20 bucks, you know, they're all 15 or 20 bucks. And these are graphite molds. So you can see how that adds up pretty quick. The flasks here, these cast iron flasks, they're gonna run you, you know, $40 to $50 a piece. So, you know, there's another 100 bucks right there. You're gonna want to get your, you know, your Petrobond sand or your Delft clay. It's another, depending on how much you get, another 30, 40, 50 bucks. So, you know, you can see it all starting to add up. But to get a nice setup going, you're looking around $500. And you can get going. And you're going to realize, you know, after that, you'll start adding in different patterns. And you got to purchase them. You're going to want to get different tools. You know, some better tools to work with. Like I got these, you know, carving tools. And these things are great. So, you know, the cost of the hobby, I'd say to really get going, you're looking at like $500. And as with any hobby, as you progress, you spend more money. But it's a fun hobby. It's definitely enjoyable pouring metal. I can be down here all day doing this, and you just get a sense of peace from it. So we got a few more minutes. Once we get the metal up to temp, I'll loop you guys back in and we'll get pouring these molds. And I really hope they come out nice because they're cool pieces. All right, my friends, we're ready to get pouring. Copper's up to temp. Bring it out. And let's get this pour underway. All right. That's a good one right there. Setting up nice. Let's get this other one. Good deal. Just burn it off. Wait for her to cool down. We'll bust them open, see what we got. I think this is probably the coolest part, watching it set up. There she goes. She's cooling down. Blow on her a little bit. That one back there has cooled down. Kind of excited to see how these come out. All right, while that one continues to cool, we're gonna bust open this one. Oh man, only half of it came out. I could probably still work with that though. Let's get this in the water. Yep. Winching that down. Alright, only half the face came out, but I'm gonna clip off this side here and we're gonna have a crazy skull. See how this one looks. Oh yeah, that one came out better. That one came out better. Quench that off. Love that sound. All right, let's take a look. Get the smoke going. Yeah, it almost all came out. Missed a little part of it. That's okay. I was hoping that the whole thing would come out on the first shot, but these things happen. That's pretty cool. You know, they don't always come out the way that you want, but I think we can still work with them. So, I hope you guys enjoyed that. A couple copper pours for the day. I'm going to do a few more. But if you have any questions, put them down in the comments. And I will catch you guys on the next video.